We have some huge NHL breaking news. We have 2 offer sheets from the St. Louis Blues to the Edmonton Oilers. We'll discuss the terms, what the compensation would be, and whether or not the Oilers will match coming up next. Well, welcome back to another video here at Top Shelf Hockey. As I mentioned, we have some pretty significant breaking news. We don't really get this very often, especially this deep into the offseason, but we have ourselves a couple of offer sheets, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they're handled. First, to set up these offer sheets, we saw a small trade between the St. Louis Blues and the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Pens traded back the 2025 third-round pick that originally belonged to the Blues. That pick was originally moved, and St. Louis gets their pick back, and they give a 2026 second-round pick. So, obviously, incentive for Pittsburgh to get a higher pick just a year later, because to have the necessary compensation to give to a team should they not match the offer sheet, you have to use your own picks. It can't be picks from other teams that you may have acquired. So the Blues start by getting back their third-round pick, which was necessary in this case. So they've attacked the Edmonton Oilers, and they've attacked both of their restricted free agents that are unsigned here. We've been talking about for days that the Oilers are likely going to need to make a trade to clear some money, and that both players were likely going to accept 2-year deals, maybe in the $1 to $1.5 million range. Well, that clearly is not what's happening here. Philip Broberg has signed an offer sheet with the St. Louis Blues, 2 years, $4.580917. So 4.58. One more dollar and the compensation would increase. For right now, if he accepts, which is he has signed it, so the compensation is only a second rounder. That's it. Dylan Holloway has signed an offer sheet with the Blues, 2 years at $2.290457. A third-round pick is the compensation. Again, this was very, very precise. If they had gone just a smidge above either of these, the compensation would have increased. I think both of these terms are very fair for these players. In fact, you could argue that they're definitely overpayments, but they're short-term overpayments, and to get an offer sheet to have a chance to be successful, you really need to overpay and put the other team in a bad spot, and they've done that. I mean, if you look at this money here, 4.5, 2.2, you're approaching $7 million like between these two players. Now, we have heard yesterday that Vander Kane may be going on LTIR, that he might be needing surgery. That information has changed a few times throughout the offseason, so we don't really know, but that one came from Bob Stauffer, which is pretty usually reliable. So we'll, assuming that's the case, they may not need to clear the full amount here, but they're going to have to move somebody, and they have 7 days to match. The St. Louis Blues have said they're not commenting any further until they know the decision from the Edmonton Oilers. But new GM Stan Bowman, you've got yourself a situation on your hands, and you've got 7 days to get it figured out. We see situations like this a lot where teams are handcuffed by the cap, and they have RFAs that get unsigned and that they drag on, and I'd like to see this more. That's what teams should be doing, is being aggressive to bring good young players to their organization, and the Blues have done that. So let me know your thoughts on these offer sheets. Keep in mind, they are signed. For an offer sheet to be at this point where the team has to match, this is a case where Broberg and Holloway have accepted and signed the Blues offer sheets, and now the clock's ticking on Edmonton. So let me know what you think. Will Edmonton match? What do they do to become cap compliant enough to be able to create the space to keep both these guys? I'm sure ideally, considering the compensation that they're going to get, I would like to think that they would rather keep these guys, and other teams are going to know now that what kind of predicament they're in. They're not going to make it easy on them. So this is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. The teams are not going to go easy on Edmonton, I wouldn't think. So let me know your thoughts on these offer sheets. How will they play out? Give me your comments, and down below we'll discuss further. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and stick around. We'll keep you up to date with all the other news, rumors, and analysis of all 32 NHL teams. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.